Happy November, everyone, and welcome to Falls Count Anywhere. You're on the Rhode Island Broadcasting Network. Erik Dunn here from Bridgewater, Massachusetts. Happy the day after the election. And this show is going to remain on WWE, and it will not be politics because I, for one, do not believe in it. I, for one, do not see the value in, um, you know, dwelling over it and being negative. Happiness and energy through WWE is something that I have strived for this program to be and the work I put into it. So we're going to keep that ball rolling. We're going to keep this going. Crown Jewel has ended, and it was a good show. It was a very good show. All eyes are now 3.5 weeks out to Survivor Series War Games in Vancouver on the 30th. The card's not there. We're not even close to that there, but it looks like some pieces have come into play already for War Games that I'll dive into regarding the takeaways. But I go over the card for you, the results of my predictions, and we'll go from there. And I've also got an update for you about a Hall of Famer that got approved to come back for one more match. I'll tell you about him towards the end. And it looks like Triple H, the CCO, is going to oblige and is going to give him his wish. And at the end of the broadcast, since it was, even though, and as I mentioned, there is no politics I'll be talking about on this show, but at the end of the show to close out the broadcast, I'll be giving a not a political but an inspirational, motivational message to all of you to simply just remind you about happiness and positivity, regardless of the mayhem and chaos this world is having, because you are in control of that. No one else is. And that will be what happens with our time together. This broadcast of Falls Count Anywhere is the exclusive property of Erik Dunn Productions, where we go in Rhode Island Broadcasting. For the purposes of our audience, in any publication, reuse, or redistribution by anyone is not prohibited and is given the express consent to be shared and is greatly appreciated. Okay. All right, let's begin. First of all, let's actually begin with that news I gave you before Crown Jewel. The Hall of Famer that is getting his one more match is none other than Bill Goldberg. On the set of SEC Nation, Bill Goldberg announced that he will have his retirement match in 2025. Back on Saturday, Chief Content Officer Paul Chevesque granted Goldberg's request for one more match. Who will be next and last for the legendary Goldberg? So keep this in mind. On top of John Cena's retirement tour next year, now we've got Goldberg's retirement match that will be official. It's gonna be the question: who's it gonna be? We'll find out then. This broadcast is live every Wednesday at 5 on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Also available on Amazon, Google, Spotify, Red Circle, TuneIn, and Podbean podcasts. What casket will they roll out for this? Probably not Undertaker because he's long gone. It won't be that. Buy me a coffee at RI Broadcasting where you can help support the show. Patreon is also where you can help support us at RI Broadcasting for Falls Count Anywhere going on daily and Sports Unfolded as well. And for those that want to be a sponsor for this program going on daily or Sports Unfolded or RI Broadcasting in general, your ads can be read right there. And we will not only read it so people will see it, but it'll be heard on the audio version for Spotify, Amazon, Red Circle, and many more. For those interested and want to know more information, send an email to ribroadcasting.media@gmail.com. That's ribroadcasting.media@gmail.com. Ron we go, we'll set you up with all the information you need, and Ron will send you on your way with everything you need to be a part of this company and grow with our shows. So, Crown Jewel. Looking at it from my perspective, there were 7 matches overall. Well, to be honest with you, I count 6 because one of them didn't even have a match. But let's go in order. So the first one, the New Bloodline defeated the OG, Reigns and the Usos. So I lost that one. But Solo pinned Roman. And that was the part that I thought was screwy. Solo pinned Roman. After the match, Solo, Jacob Fatu, and the Tonga brothers attacked the OG Bloodline, only for the former honorary Uso Sami Zayn to appear out of nowhere with his former Bloodline teammates. But however, things were left even murkier when he hit Roman with an accidental haluva kick. The results from that regarding Raw from Monday night, because it was taped on Sunday, is that Jay has invited Sammy to come to SmackDown this Friday to hash it out because that's what family does. So it looks to me like Jay wants Sammy to still be in the family. We will see what it will bring. You know what I mean? We will see what it will bring. So that one I got wrong. The second one I got right. Bianca Belair, Jay Cargill, they have retained their women's tag team titles. So right now I am 1-1 after 2 matches. And this was a very, very good match. The champions hit a ring-shaking doomsday device to retain their title. So 2-1. This one, I'm 3-1. Seth Rollins did defeat Bronson Reed, but it took a super stomp from the top rope. Let me say that again. A frustrated Rollins, when he continued his assault, Reed rallied and brutalized the former World Heavyweight Champion and put him in prime position for another stomp. Rollins rolled out of the ring. Reed chased him down with the steel steps, only for the Architect to knock Reed down and hit him with a stomp onto the steel. And then followed by another stomp in the ring and a super stomp to win. But as Rollins limped his way up the ramp, he turned back only to see the monstrous Reed back up on his feet, seemingly ready for more carnage. So that one, I'm 2-1. This one, I called it when I told Ron this last week. I'm 3-1. Liv Morgan has retained her right to become the first ever women's crown jewel champion, but I told Ron that Liv would win to outside interference, in which she did. So with that one, that will put me overall right now. So 3-1. This one can't even be. This one can't even count because there was no contest. RKO and KO was actually a no contest. The main thing about it is this. So I could probably say. So I could probably say regarding this prediction for Ron and I, we could probably put this as like a no decision, like a no contest. You know what I mean? So like I don't know. So basically, like where it doesn't even have a winner or a loser. So that one just won't count. Orton got attacked by Owens' knee. So basically, Owens attacked Randy's knee with a steel chair as the Viper posed on the ropes and delivered a stunner to the official before assaulting more WWE officials at ringside in the process. Orton followed suit and took out several officials, including delivering an RKO to Raw GM Adam Pearce. Do you guys happen to remember when he RKO'd Nick Aldis, the SmackDown general manager, and he paid him $100,000? Well, that 50 was for next time when he paid the first 50. So that one didn't even count really because that was a no contest. So as of right now, I believe I'm still 3-1. This one made me 5-1 because I got this one. No, sorry, 4-1, 4-1. So this one I got right. Well, no. So the way it will work is this, right? So the way it will work for prediction is if someone picks the winner, but it wasn't even a match officially. It never was a match. So we can't even count that as a win or a loss because it never was a match. It was a brawl. Like it wasn't even a match whatsoever. You didn't pick it right, so it's a loss. Okay, fine. So if Ron's gonna call that a loss, and if he it's KO, that means he lost that one too. Okay, fine. So that makes me 3-2. Whatever. Then for the United States title, LA Knight has retained. So that will make me 4-2. And this was a shocking way that it ended. So LA capitalized on Carmelo Hayes and Andrade's back and forth by hitting a BFC on Carmelo while Andrade got spiked with a facebuster, allowing the champion to retain his title. So it was kind of like a rock and a hard place, and he did it. And then the main event, Cody Rhodes is the first ever men's crown jewel champion. So officially, I went 5-2. So if you sum that up, so basically, five divided by 7, I basically went about 71%. Okay, so I went 5-2 in this one. Pretty happy with that, knowing my track record hasn't really been that good. So hey, I'll take it. So 5-2 for Crown Jewel out of these 7. So Cody went for a super Cody cutter, but it got caught only for him to flip his hips in Gunter with a victory roll. And it was a great match. It was about a 30-minute contest, and it was a very good way to end it. It was a very good way to end it. And I was very happy with the way that Cody won. It was clean. There was no ropes involved. It was fair. Gunter didn't show any heel persona in his character. And it was very entertaining to watch. So the takeaways from this to me was odds and ends in a way. Jake looked like a single champion in the ring, not just part of a tag team with his twin brother. But having Reigns out for the first 12 minutes may have been ad-libbed, but it was a little bit too long in my opinion. So something to keep that in mind as well. But also regarding Carmelo Hayes and Andrade, there is no need for a Game 7 because all indications that the results of Crown Jewel suggest that a concluding chapter will happen. But I don't think it's going to happen right away. Not much SmackDown competition for LA Knight in terms of emerging contenders until Logan Paul possibly returns, which I don't think will happen. But thing is, I want to see Montez Ford get involved in some capacity because they've been trying to get him a single run from the Street Profits. The best of the night, that triple threat match lived up to the very high expectations. If there was one thing to me that didn't work was the less than 10-minute match time. But if that was the only problem, then they did something right. And then Liv did it her way. It was interesting. The men's Crown Jewel match was straightforward and it was clean, but the women's version had chaoticness. Tiffany Stratton wanted to cash in her Money in the Bank contract a couple of times, added more excitement, but winning the Crown Jewel title seemed to be a big deal for Liv Morgan. So something to keep that in mind as well. And then number 5, to me, bad versus bad, just to kind of give you guys my insight on this too. Bad versus bad here. So Kevin Owens, I agree, he is a good bad guy, but Randy is incredibly good at being a bad guy as well. Both of those came out during their no contest encounter. Something very big could be coming down the road, and maybe not just with Randy. And KO used every trick in the book. Sneak attack before the match, smack around a referee, trolling with a Cowboy Bob Orton t-shirt, brawling in the stands, and the crazy elbow off the stage on the Randy. The only question is, why is Owen so sore at Randy and Cody? Why is Kevin so sore at RKO and Rose? Is it because Cody joined Rowan for one match and Randy punks him in the ring? There is more to this storyline than what I think we're seeing. But regardless, KO's red hot right now and white hot as well as a heel. Yeah, I have to agree with that. And to me, there were no losers here. The matches that I saw, Seth and Bronson, was a great battle. It was about a 25-minute match. There doesn't seem to be any competition left for the women's tag team titles for Jade and Bianca. Solo taking over is becoming the new bloodline. But the OTC is a mess, though. It's in complete disarray. And maybe it was to be expected with the trio not partaking in a match together in 27 months and the Usos not being together for the past 18 months. but it came across clear in that bout that you had one faction that has it all working and one still trying to figure each other out, and it all had to do with trust. Does Roman trust Jay? Does Jay trust Roman? And does anyone trust Sammy even after his after-match help? Roman's facial expressions before and during the match showed that he was not fully invested in the match and may have regretted yeeting Jay on SmackDown a few days earlier. The match highlighted the sustainable and extreme dysfunction of the hastily put together Roman bloodline that really should set up an interesting month heading into Survivor Series War Games in Vancouver, which I think will lead up to Roman, the Usos, and Sammy. And that is the last part of that. But yeah, all eyes are now going to go to Survivor Series. So keep that in mind as well. And also, WWE, on top of that, put out a little bit of a special announcement. They announced an unprecedented 11-city tour of the UK and Europe this March on the road to WrestleMania. They're going to Barcelona, Spain. This being, they'll be going to Germany for 2 days, then going to Brussels, Belgium, then Italy, then going to Ireland, then England, then Scotland, back to London, England, then to Austria, the Netherlands, and Amsterdam, and then London, England at the O2 Arena to wrap it up before WrestleMania. So pretty interesting about that. And for the first time ever during the biggest time of the year on the WWE calendar, the road to WrestleMania, where anything can happen, consecutive episodes of Raw and SmackDown is going to emanate from different cities across the UK and Europe over the 3 weeks in March. So that to me is very interesting that Raw and SmackDown, if it all plays well, if it's not taped, it's going to be live from the UK and Europe. That's pretty cool. The only thing that I'm going to be interested in as we get closer to WrestleMania is where's it going to be in the US until that happens. Because to me, that was pretty interesting. So that is the major topics I'll give you guys about WWE. As the Raw and SmackDown takeaways come out, I'll have those for you when I'm able to develop some information for you there. So to wrap the show up, I want to give you guys a little bit of a message here that I preached about in the very beginning. But what I want to do first, however, is say a special thank you to those that have been a fan of I'm Done with Sports. I just found out from 990 WBOB that officially tonight, when my show airs at 10 and gets podcasted up on the website tomorrow morning, that this week is this episode tonight is actually my 100th broadcast of I'm Done with Sports, and that I have officially hit the 100 episode milestone. I have hit the 50, and now I've hit the 100. And I didn't realize it until I looked at my numbers from last week, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I'm at 99. And so to kick off November, I had my 100th broadcast of my program, and I'm very fortunate of that. I wanted to thank everybody that is fans of that program. I'm just letting everybody know, too, that I have been going heavily with Patriots just because there's been a lot of news with them. Bruins and Celtics, it's still too early for me to give as much as I want to do with them. But I do believe that when the Pats have their bye week, I believe it's December 8th. That I believe is week 14. There will be nothing on Patriots unless there's any news on there. But I think at that point we'll know where they are as a team at that point with the organization. There'll be a lot of Bruins news and other things I got to give you. And then maybe because also don't forget after Survivor Series, that's it for WWE regarding the live events. It'll be just Raw and SmackDown until the Royal Rumble when it goes to Indianapolis in February. So I'll have some WWE for you on Double Sports as well to kind of tie some things in together. So I have some white space to fill, if you know what I'm trying to say. But that's in December. I just want to thank you guys so much for that because that's really cool to me that I hit number 100. And I also believe, looking at the calendar, that I'm going to hit 100 of FCA in 25 as well. So stay tuned for that because I believe if I look at my numbers correctly, that I'm going to hit 3/4 of the way to 100. I think I'm going to hit number 75 by December, no later than that. Definitely by the end of the year, I'll have at least 75 done overall total. So that's pretty cool. And I want to thank all of you guys, the fans of this program and Rhode Island Broadcasting, for your support. Even though I know you guys don't have to do it, but it means a lot. But I will say, however, looking at the situation that I will be dissecting for you is this: to wrap up the broadcast for FCA tonight. I know that the election has been done, and I know that the voting has been completed. And I believe as of right now, we are going to have a new president, Donald Trump. Um, but I know that leading up to the last year, how chaotic this country's been with the Democratic side and the Republican side, and basically, what are the pros, what are the cons, and trust me, I'm not someone that believes in politics, and I will never do that. All I can offer you guys is during this Thanksgiving and this Christmas holiday season is just remind yourselves of where your happiness is. And it's not in politics, it's in family, it's in friends, but it's in experiences and memories and moments that you'll create within your lives. Happiness and positivity is not something that is controlled by anybody else, it's controlled by you. It's basically a choice, like turning on a light on or off. It's either you choose to have it or you choose not to have it. Just don't let the world just consume you by something like this. That's why for me, when I look at shows like this, when to do WWE, it gives me that happiness. And to me, the glass is half full, even if it looks empty. Because I've been a fan officially of WWE for just about a decade now. Granted, I didn't really get into it until the end of my high school run, almost practically. But it's something that I love, and it's a passion for me. It's something that I am very good with when it comes to broadcasting with it, and it's a joy that I know that for me, it's not a right to have; it's a privilege to have because this could be taken away from me tomorrow because you just don't know what life could happen. Um, but I just want to wish everybody, until I see you guys next Wednesday, a very happy Veterans Day to all the men and women that have fought and died for our country and the ones that are currently fighting right now for us overseas. Thank you so much for your service. Thank you for all that you have done for us as well. As the grandson who had a grandfather that served 23 years, I had developed a huge level of respect for the military, for the armed forces, for the Navy, for the Marines, the Coastal Guard as well, and as well as the Air Force. Um, it just means a lot to, granted, it's tough sometimes in the country that we live in, but this is a country where you can be free if you choose to have it. And right now, I choose to be free. Um, so happy Veterans Day to all of you out there. I will see you guys next Wednesday with some Raw and SmackDown takeaways as well. And I also want to take this chance too to thank all police and fire personnel and all the EMTs and doctors and nurses that also put a lot of work in for our communities and put their services to help our lives so we're able to be healthier, but we're actually able to live ours and come home to our families. Thank you for all you do as well. Because I know Veterans Day is all about the armed forces, but they deserve praise as well, and they deserve some honor for all the work that they do. Because there are good people in this world, and I hope that my message to all of you is a resemblance of that. And just as a funny side note, I am Erik Dunn, the creator, alongside Rodrigo of Fosco Anywhere, and I humbly and most gratefully approve this message. Thank you so much for joining me here from Bridgewater, Massachusetts. This has been a presentation of Fosco Anywhere here on the Rhode Island Broadcasting Network. And on behalf of Rodrigo, this is Erik Dunn saying thank you for joining me, and I approve this show. See you next week, everybody, and happy Veterans Day to everyone out there.